Belle Woods presents Conversations. So, this is our lifestyle topic,
Well, people,
being black in corporate America.
Everybody get serious.
oof,
What positive change
mm,
would you make if you could?
stop making the hiring process so hard. Dang, that's what they could do. It doesn't. As soon as you get in the job, you're gonna have to learn how to do the job regardless. So why they gotta give you these hypotheticals that make no sense? In like, here's my resume. Like, I clearly, come to work most days. Like I got good references. Let it be that. They just they make it so extra for no reason. Things that they want to know about your personality. Like, I don't want to be friends with my coworkers. Why do you need to know about my personality outside of if I'm a hard worker or not? And let's be honest, most jobs nowadays comes down to who you know. And if
That's
I
true.
knew a lot
Networking.
more Wall Street executives and had some godfather who was some Supreme Court justice, I probably could get into a whole bunch of different other areas in this world. So that's what it really comes down to: who you know and timing.
So, you would
Mm.
change the
That's how
recruiting
I feel.
process?
Of course, of course, everybody should just have a blanket statement. The person comes in blanket statement. Don't look at my name. Don't look at my age. Don't look at a whole bunch of other foolishness. Let me get in the door. Let me get in the door at least. And then from there, decide, oh, give me a trial basis of like 6 months. That's a regular trial basis, right? For anybody. But I do think that they should. When I said don't look at my age and don't look at my gender, okay, maybe not so much gender, but like, okay, say, you know what, we haven't had a lot of black people in our building. How about we just bring in some folks regardless? They don't have to. They may have not come from Harvard. Maybe they went to Howard. Maybe they went to Clark University. Let's
Hey,
that like because they've done studies where they've seen that a more diverse work environment improves profitability, because you have it in different voices. If you have in the same voices, how can you grow? How can you expect to expand
Okay.
and evolve? You just gonna have the same thing ever over and over again, to the point where you just hire like maybe one black person or one person, and then they get the department head of urban development. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. One voice can't speak for a whole community of people.
that's the truth.
That's my opinion.
Nice.
Anybody else?
I can't say that me being black has ever cost me anything when it comes to like working for corporate. Maybe I haven't realized it yet. So I think the only thing I would say is, yeah, the diversity when you get to the executive level is certainly lacking. So the more of a diverse group you have that's in the position of making decisions, then you have a more balanced, more of so what I'm looking for. More of a balanced outlook versus one-sided. If you were to have like one ethnicity making all the decisions. But personally, I can't say I've ever come across where me being black was a disadvantage. At least it wasn't, overt that I noticed there.
To go with that as well, I think my stuff would probably be like real equal opportunity for everybody. and that goes a
Mm.
long way with life in general. Not even just corporate America yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if you give people the benefit of the doubt without assuming things, I farther in society as one whole. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
But
think that that can be done in the business setting?
it can be done. Like it definitely can be done. Just like what Ro was said. Like you can't have like one person in your company and you call that's a different ethnicity and call that diverse and you want to put them in charge, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you want to appeal because some newspaper or somebody else called you out on your lack of diversity. If you
They're the
get
token.
Yeah, so if you get equal, if you already have equal opportunity in your mind as a company, you'd employ a lot of different. You might have a lot of Asian, a lot of what you call them, Pacific Islanders. You might have a lot of blacks, whites, anybody, because you already open up your mind to like, yo, a lot of people have a lot of different things they can bring to the table.
Or the youngest person in the room. Then which is I don't want to say it's weird, but a lot of times I'll be having to tell like a grown man what to do, and they don't take too kindly of it. you know. So,
Yeah.
I feel like I
but
just be
I hate
open minded.
that term though. Like, what you said, qualified. Because how many people like really are in the top 10 percentile or whatever, and they're qualified to be in the positions that they're in? Like, there's some people who, let's be honest, there's a lot of black people who are in positions who have been like, who have to be above and beyond to get jobs that some Joe Schmo from the street can get because of the color of his skin. Whole politics thing, but let's say Barack Obama literally had to be a whole college professor, a senator, activist, beyond belief, had to appeal to both blacks and whites, had to be extraordinary black in order to get into the position he was. And
That goes into how people define qualified though. So like when I say qualified, I personally, as a business owner, if hiring someone,
You better
I'm
speak it.
not gonna necessarily be looking at what you look like on paper because that's not gonna tell me a lot. So qualified, I don't know. Well, I don't know how other businesses think, but I will say most successful businesses hire based on um like
right, fit.
character qualifications, and because what they can because they can learn training of the other qualities. So
You
I
hear
just
that,
wanted to
Roro?
I just wanted to clarify qualified, and that's tricky when especially when it comes to us.
You see that? Speak it.
But
She's talking
I've
we
about
heard
have
that
she
different
don't
before.
she
views of
don't want no
qualified.
friends. She's not there to learn nobody. She just want to
Nah.
work. That's
nah.
low morale for the squad.
Like,
That's low morale. If I
nah.
go into a shift and you on shift, I'm like, oh my god, my morale is down, so I don't even want to work. You know what I'm saying? You bring the
Nah.
whole thing down.
look, I be
I've heard.
cool.
No,
Look,
no,
I'm
I know you be
cool with
cool.
all my coworkers, but
I've
at the
heard that
same time,
before.
like, come on.
yeah, it's
They-
Like,
I-
do they fit into the culture, the culture of the business? Do they fit in the culture?
well.
Mm.
Look,
yeah, it could be a
I
good
can
and a
rub
bad thing,
elbows with Sally and Pam and
Danny, what
Karen
you
of the
think?
world if I need to.
This topic is so complex, so many layers. For me personally, I feel
That's fine.
like a lot of people, well, I'll say black people. I don't believe the whole people of color thing. Like black people, like I've had people say that, oh, I didn't know you had a degree. And I'm just like, how do you think I'm able to interpret this information? Like just blatant, and they assume that. When I'm in meetings sometimes, I code switch a lot. So like on the phone, I sound like a Caucasian woman, but in meetings, I won't even turn on my camera just so that my name sounds generic. I could be a white American. Like I'll purposely leave the camera off so that they think that they're talking to somebody else that doesn't look like me.
Yo,
So
that
like
is so
all
true.
those, yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
I'm conscious of that. The whole, as far as positive changes though, I don't even, like I haven't even thought of it as from a systematic level. like personally, I try to look out for Black people in the corporate setting, but not all kinfolk, not all. What's that saying? Not all Black folks are kinfolk. Yeah, so I'm very careful of that to begin with. One, even like references, they're hard to come by. Like, so if I am confident in a person, I'll look after them with a reference, like a professional reference or something like that. But I feel like it can be, like when I go into the workplace, I don't think about it like, oh, I'm Black here, but it's always in the back of my head. Like certain things people can do, you can't get away with that. So I got to be on my up and up and up.
That why do you feel the need to not turn on your monitor? Because I don't do it. I don't do it. That's because when I work from home, 9 times out of 10, I just have a wife beat on doing my stuff, so I'm not gonna turn on my monitor. But if I need to, I would turn it on, and I can't recall not even one instance where somebody was shocked to see, the name Dempsey is not a Black name, but I've never realized somebody surprised by it.
Like it's probably something that I'm self-conscious about. Well, like as of lately, I've been turning it on because now like this is who you're getting. But I feel like I don't like what happened.
No, he's.
I was saying like even one time I was on the phone with somebody and they were like, oh, because you and I are Caucasian, then so and so and so, like he's gonna go into a whole racist rant. And I was like, oh crap, like you think I'm a white person on the phone and I'm not.
You and
so
I.
It's just,
who is you and I?
That's wild. He's Stevie Wonder. That's wild.
So I was like, wow.
Real quick. Who?
I think I don't turn it on because I don't want it to discount who I am as a person. Like I want you to hear what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying before you say, oh, well, she's just a Black person in that position because she got there because she was not because she wasn't qualified, but because a quota had been filled or something like that.
Dang.
And even in our industry, we don't have that many Black people that I've come across, at least.
Listen, oh my gosh.
Oh, they think you're in there for affirmative action.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, how dare you? Like, I probably have more credentials than you do. So
that's
like that's always in the back of my head.
That's usually the case too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we gotta over prove. Like we gotta overcompensate and constantly prove our presence.
I don't believe in that.
One thing I would say.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I would say. I mean, I will give a little pushback on what Rose said earlier about who you know. It worked both ways. Who you know may get you in front of the line for a good job. So and a lot of times too, the company would rather of somebody they know can vouch for another person than to randomly bring a stranger that can put on a good interview. So if they say, hey, do you know anybody? And you just so happen to be friends with somebody and they refer you, that's who you know that's going to get you into space because that person can say, yeah, Rose a good person. I've known her for a couple of years or I've known her for 10 years. This is her capabilities. And that way, they already like you just because somebody talked nice about you. So
almost definitely all my jobs I got it from like word of mouth. I can't
of
front.
Course.
I've definitely benefited from who you know.
But think about how much that doesn't happen, especially if we don't see. I'm gonna speak for some STEM spaces. If you don't already have people there and you don't have those connections, sometimes because of it just happens to be the way you look, you're not in those you don't get those opportunities or whatever. So think about how many people are just not getting the opportunity because they don't know someone or they haven't had the chance to meet someone.
But at the end of the day, like say I work for you, right? And you're looking to hire somebody else, would you rather pick somebody randomly from online database, or would you trust me if I say, yo, I know this person that can edit your videos, they're really good at it? What would you pick?
Oh no, I have to do more research.
Yeah. I'm not
gonna lie.
You might have somebody that's good. You might have somebody that's good, whatever, but the other person's resume might do above and beyond stuff like, I need that really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the standards. But I get what you're saying though. But
Right. At least he would be under consideration, whereas you would normally look at the person. But I mean, that's just speaking generally, not particularly. So I don't know. I like the who you know part. Just
when you know people though, that's if you're a good like if you've been able to build a network.
true.
If you're and like that also like it I want to say yeah, it's if you're able to if you're a good networker then that's great. But if you don't have that or if you weren't taught that, a lot of us are not taught that like we
Yeah.
have to go and seek like that kind of like training and things like that. And we're not and we already don't have like I want to say representation. We don't see people in those spaces, so it's kind of like we don't even it's like we're not even wired to be able to think that, oh, let me go talk to this person.
They need to
Yeah.
But
make
that in and of itself is a good skill to have when you can network and you can
they need to
come in
make that
somewhere and
they
But
need
you
to make
learn
that a
that.
class. They need to make that a class in high school. As you go into
Yeah.
a junior and senior class, networking
I don't
skills.
know.
Networking skills.
I don't know if you could teach that, man. I think it's something
Yes.
that you can either have it or you
No,
don't, or you can learn it yourself.
you give them the device and different approaches you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think networking, you like it's just the people you know. But how can somebody know people in higher positions? You know what I'm saying? Is it
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? There's a whole fundamental about doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can
I
teach
thought
people
I
like
thought
no, go ahead.
The
go ahead.
first time you're really introduced to that is in college, because then like, oh, there's a little meet and greet for the seniors to meet some executives that or like some alumni. That's your first introduction usually for a lot of in my opinion, for a lot of people, black people. Your first introduction to networking is either you're looking for an internship and there's like a meet and greet beforehand, or you know, because definitely name drop St. John's. St. John's is definitely known for for
Oh,
having them
come on.
events.
Yes.
They are
Love
definitely known,
them.
and that was my first introduction to that. They even had like a little seminar, and you're thinking your resume is good, and then you get somebody coming up to you saying, "What is all this? Why you have 3 pages of foolishness when you're supposed to fit everything on 1 page?" I did not know that going into college. A lot of stuff you're learning your senior year, your junior, senior year of what networking is. And then when you leave, alumni events. Oh, alumni, stay in touch with us. Give us your new address. We have this women's meeting and stuff like that. All that is networking. All that is networking. And you don't really learn that until you get into college, which you really should be learning that in high school.
Exactly.
I was gonna
I
ask
mean,
if
I
y'all would
guess
agree.
there's a different. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it, I guess the difference is the networking opportunities and somebody knowing how to network. I don't think you can teach somebody how to because some people are just naturally introverts and they're just not gonna walk up in a group of people and talk, or they're not gonna subject themselves to, a meetup to talk about, entrepreneurship or something like that. But others can do it. They
Yeah,
can
but
just walk into the room and own it.
but it
This
feels like as long as the opportunity is there for everybody,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
there's
If
also
some
go
no,
ahead,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Basically, that's what I was saying.
There's also different ways because there are ways for introverts to network, but
Of
still that
course.
does and that's like and that would be to their advantage. Like extroverts have a way, introverted extroverts have a way, introverts have like they and it's just all of those are like I will say introverts can learn or
Yeah.
they would have to learn what their strengths are to use them. You, on the other hand, may be extroverted and it would be natural to you to like just go and approach someone, but an introvert probably wouldn't do it that way, but that doesn't mean that they can't network effectively.
Hmm.
Um like just to give an example, like introverts do very well connecting with people via like email or connecting with one person, like committing to connect with one person at an event. Um
It's not as effective.
huh?
It's. I don't think it's as effective,
It
at least
the
on the grand scheme of things.
I will say from it becomes a it's a strength because when you're an introvert, chances are you are someone okay, extrovert. I'll give you an example. Someone is an extrovert. They're going to a networking event. They're trying to connect with as many people as possible. But how deep can you connect with these people? When you're an introvert, you may choose to connect with one person and you actually build a connection that may be deeper than you meeting them at that event one time, getting 5 seconds, and then having to continuously like contact them to let them remember who you are. When you're an introvert, you met them that one time and you had a real conversation. So when you do reach out, it's like it becomes easier to build that rapport. That could be a strength for introverts. That I've seen
That's
that.
true. I can't even say that that's for me too, because like for me it's kind of okay. Guys, I'm talking to y'all everything, but that's because I'm comfortable and because and I know Holly's here. And like what for some reason, I don't know what it is, but if I'm advocating on behalf of another person,
Oh my
I
gosh.
can do the work.
Yeah, same
Yo.
here.
Remember when you passed out my business cards?
I passed
We
out
were
my
at
business cards.
She was on manager mode passing out my business cards, networking with for me on my behalf at an event. But I don't think she would do that for herself.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like I can advocate for my friends. Like I can be like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She's a poet. She's a singer. She has her own business. She's a life coach. And they'd be like, are you her manager? Or like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just a teacher. Assistant.
Amazing.
I'm just in the cut.
A whole writer.
Do you think maybe it may come off as you're bragging about yourself if you were to do it for yourself? It may come off as too self-serving, so you don't do it.
But she has to. But
no, I'm saying you.
Oh, me?
For you not to do it for yourself. Yeah.
I don't know why. I just can't bring myself to give that same energy. I go hard for other people and like bigging them up. Like I have no problem with like bigging somebody up. Like you saying you sad or you I'm like you are the best person I ever met. Like you're great. You have like I will spout off all their stuff. But I'm like
that's the fact. I can see that like your personality and definitely with that hairstyle, or you definitely like a manager. Karen will definitely love to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Karen will love to speak to you. But
yeah, like I feel like it's so much easier that way than for me to put my resume, my life.
Can I ask a question just to take a poll?
No.
How many I'll trip you. How many of you would say that you agree with that? Like you agree with that? Like for yourself, you are like that. What road is? Oh, Danny. That's it.
I could do it for other people. I'd like to think I could do it well, but I gotta believe in what you're doing too. You know, if it's just something you're doing,
it's not true. I'm thinking about it.
I believe so. Yes, it is. If I truly believe what you're doing is right, I can advocate. If I'm doing it because you don't homie, I'm half in, half out. It's just not gonna be as genuine. You know, for me, I could do it too. Yeah.
For you to do it, person.
What do you mean? You gotta be on it.
Person gotta be halfway famous, and then you'll be like, yeah. So this person.
Not at all.
I've been here from the jump, yo. It's my day one. Greg, he's a writer. He's the director and all this stuff. And every time he calls me, he like, yo, I'm going over this script. What do you think? And me and him just like bounce each other, like brainstorm ideas off each other. He like, yo, you know what? That's great. Whatever. He like, yo, bro, you need to be a writer. I'm like, just like you. I'm like, nah, man, I don't think I could do that for real. So I'm like, yeah, that's all you, bro.
You mean tight with that? Like, cause you absolutely have it. Like a lot of y'all, Danny too. So like the whole y'all have not seen the comedian, the whole writer that this woman is. Like you wouldn't see that from. Look at you, Danny.
I'm that awkward, okay?
Yo,
no, but
we all need to write a skit together, yo.
No, that's that like thinking about it, like this would be the perfect like writer's room. Legit. That's kind of crazy. No, but that's legit. That's legit. Y'all, yeah. Because each of y'all have something that is like everybody's a comedian. And all of you are low key. I say low key writers because I don't know that you put anything in the open, but I know you just knowing you, each of you, and speaking to each of you, the way that you come up with things is like this, and it's hilarious. Like, but sorry, my rant for the day.
Thank you.
Well, we
It's very
appreciate
nice of
that.
you. I don't believe that in myself.
Yeah.
But thanks for believing in us.
I never thought that about myself until you said it. Like,
Oh my gosh.
For real.
I'm deeply.
Thanks for believing in us.
I'm
Word.
done. Legit.
I've never thought of myself as a writer, or I don't even know what writers do precisely. So yeah,
That's interesting.
thanks.
But
I
like,
guess.
but
Yeah, right.
legit, like, well, I'll say, like, I don't know if you guys ever looked into like writers' rooms and what happens there, but legit, this could be, it's like people coming together, and well, they'll be like people will write parts of a story and they'll come together, and people may like they'll run jokes by each other,
Mhm.
like they'll like, and it's yeah, I see it.
That's a fact.
I always feel like if you gotta explain the joke, that takes away from the joke.
No, not explain the joke.
No?
I'm saying like you'll say the joke. Like you'll
And they were
not
like,
say
oh
it
my
won't
God,
be
that's funny.
it won't be like one random joke. It would be like a story, and in like somebody's dialogue they would be joking, and you would like it would be like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would just But
I'm thinking if I gotta give you a heads up, like, hey, I'm thinking of
no.
this joke, right? And this is the premise,
No.
But if
I'm
it
done.
naturally happens and you just drop it, on the top of the head, then
That's
that's more effective.
hilarious.
But, yeah.
For me, I think my hardest part, if I ever become a writer, is that I can't. I won't say settle on things, but like it's like I change my mind way too frequently. I can write something like, "Oh, this is good." Sleep on it, wake up. You know
On that
what?
one.
Revise that. Like I'm like that. Like I'm always switching stuff in there. Always.
That's why they have rooms. Cause like it's like you like everyone would vote on the best like turnout for something like a character or something.
What if I didn't like that though?
What do you mean? What if you? I mean,
Like,
if
what
a
if I can't? What if
majority,
I?
that's the
Yeah,
thing. If majority rules,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what if I made a character? I'm like, yo, this character is dope. And then the next day, I'm like, you know what? I got a better character. But everybody's like, yo, I like the first character. I'd be like, man, for real?
I feel like that would be happening.
I'll be stuck with that.
Yeah.
Did everyone get a chance to answer the question?
I think we did.
No, the pro. We supposed to circle back, but I don't know if he
He disappeared for a little bit.
Oh boy, thought he could get
Swerve, man.
away.
he thought he was. He tried it.
I'll keep it light. Basically, I would just create an my own platform if I could do anything to allow more opportunities for people, blacks, the opportunity in corporate America. Mm-hmm.
Blacks.
Blacks.
The blacks.
The blacks.
For the culture. For the culture.
What would this program entail?
That's what I'm saying. You keeping it light. That's a whole lot of questions in that.
Bro,
What kind of platform you talk? What kind of platform you talking about,
Y'all
bro?
doing something for the culture.
no, it's just like, okay, because everybody was talking about how we're underrepresented. I think you mentioned something about when it gets to loud management positions that there's less blacks in those positions. And statistics show that less than 2% of execs in these big companies are black. Like Danny was referring to about, they want to meet a certain quota just to say they have somebody on the board, whatever the case is. But I'm thinking like, Tyler Perry, you're not gonna give me a seat at the table. I'm gonna create my own table, right? So it's just like,
Right.
and stop trying to eat at their table or try to be accepted by them. I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing. In doing so, when we remove that black dollar from their table, then of course, because that money shifted, they're gonna come and try to get us back, right? But of course, we'll be more educated, smart, not to how can I say that, like the carrot in the stick,
That's why I kind of feel like the same way with the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of black actors, actresses, musicians, whatever, like, oh, I didn't make the Oscar. I'm like, why are we caring about, you know what I'm saying, where we know where our talents is or are. You know what I'm saying? We should have our own, like, not even like the BET Awards, because I feel as though that's kind of like really watered down. You know what I'm saying? I need something like equal to the Oscars, but it's just like we know our worth. You know what I'm saying?
NAACP Awards?
Hmm?
The NAACP Awards?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like I need something like bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Where black people be like, okay, I want to get this award instead of getting an Oscar.
That's the thing. Like, people bring the work to it.
Yeah. Because remember how great the Source Awards used to be before, the big fight broke out. The Source
It was
Awards
entertaining. It was entertaining because of all the, I'll say that it was entertaining because of all the ratchetness. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
People like watching drama. That's a lot of it. I think that's
Drama
a lot
is
of
money.
Drama is cool as hell when you're not in it.
Yes.
That's the bottom line of it. People will love when people say, "Oh, I don't like drama." You love drama. You just don't want to be in the drama.
I don't like drama.
Yeah.
I don't like
neither do I.
Because like it's a magnetic. We're stations. When you tune into drama, that's what you attract. I don't want none of that.
Isn't Scandal a lot of drama in it though?
I don't watch that. I
watch
what I
tons
watch.
of drama.
You say?
Oh, I forgot what it's called. Oh my god.
I watch
a lot of
the scripted drama, but not. Yeah.
I like rom-coms.
You like who?
Rom-coms.
My life is a rom-com, so I tune in with them very seamlessly.
Those are my Friday nights, man.
What you say? You
Yeah, those are my Friday nights.
That's funny.
I heard my neighbors argue one time, and I was like, I was trying to listen low key, but at the same time, I was like, what if it really goes off?
Horrible.
Like,
then what you gonna do? Now you're a witness. Now you're in it.
I was like,
you're responsible
now. Like, I ain't see or hear anything, but you should check underneath the bed. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't see or hear anything.
Oh my goodness! Thank you. You just like triggered the next topic. Not the next, maybe not the next, but a topic. Do you guys want to start the red cup segment?
Yeah, because I want to hear your question about the red cup talk.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you know, getting out of that.
Yeah, I want to hear your question.